Fun fact, I am an egregiously hungry boy. Very hungry boy right now. I don't know what it is. Like, I mean, I ate a little bit earlier today, but I'm just absolutely starving. And it's not great when you come back 15 minutes before you need to start a stream. You got absolutely no food whatsoever. And you're just trying to microwave some frozen stuff to try and get whatever sustenance you can. There you go, Lorenzo. Thank you very much. Is Perth Rectangular Stadium, as referred to by the FIFA Women's World Cup, going to be the home ground for the Perth Bears? Yes, it is, I believe. HBF Park in Perth. Why, again, is Genghis Khan at Suncorp Stadium? That's got to be the weirdest rugby league graphic I've ever seen. It really, really is. Pre-game mukbang, here we go. Not even. Not even. It's a pre-game getting the scraps of whatever I happened to have left last time. Did I just see Herbie Farnworth's feet? I think I did. Who are you going for in this one? Dolphins. It's funny to see the Broncos lose. Speaking of stuff in the microwave, it's ready. Oh, hell yeah. We're so here. We're so back. All right, we're going to, because we've got about a solid half hour, which is too much time. Damn you, Fox League. We're going to call my dad, who we do this when the Roosters play, but obviously I wasn't streaming when the Roosters played yesterday, and it was quite an interesting game. So we're going to get his thoughts on the situation. If you don't care for this, tough cookies. Come on. Please answer. Come on. I believe in you. I believe. Munching flatbreads. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, you're on stream.
Oh, tad unexpected.
I did let you know before. Is this an okay time?
You said half time. Yes. It's always perfect to talk with you, Dylan. Especially when you're stuffing something in your gob. What is that?
Flatbread. From Coles.
Okay. Any particular issue you want to talk about? Last night's
game.
Look, I wouldn't say I was in more shock than the week before, but we were so crap. We did everything we possibly could to give Canterbury that game. No Crichton, no Toots, and of course no Teddy, and we played so badly. I was today at my old primary school, and I stood in the exact spot that I stood when I made that fateful decision over 50 years ago to support this team. I've never in that time seen a team 4 times in a game lose the ball on the zero tackle in the opposition 20 metre zone.
It was not good.
Once. No. And silly passes. Walker couldn't kick a goal to save his life in the first half, but then ironically won the game essentially from a conversion from the sideline. We were so bad. It's not. This means Canterbury must be pretty crap. If they can't beat that team playing that way, they're not a very good footy team. So, look, as I was saying to the Big Islander guy that I met in the supermarket this morning, who I thought for sure would be a Wars fan, but that's very racial stereotyping of me, isn't it? We've got so much left in us. We've got so much improvement left in us. So if we do that, then we can peak in 2 months. We can win the big dance, mister.
We can. We can. We've got, obviously, Panthers next week. You think we're a chance?
Oh, without doubt, yeah. In fact, my mate Brian asked me if I'm going. He reckons it's nearly sold out.
That would surprise me. That would really surprise me.
Yeah. Look, he's even older than me, so perhaps senility is creeping in there.
I didn't know there were people older than you.
I have aunties. It's just they don't get out much, those that are older than me. So you don't see them in the street. You know, they're not available for public viewing. So, yeah, we are. But, look, I'm not fussed on whether we win the minor premiership or not. Give me a home game, first round. of the playoffs, whether we're first or second or whatever. But Panthers are human, especially with no Yo. Oh, look at that, no Yo.
No Yo. Yes.
No Yo.
I still don't think we know if the extent of that injury though.
We don't know no Yo.
We don't know. No, we know no knowledge. No knowledge. No.
No knowledge.
No, don't know.
Look, the supermarket, and there's no greater credible authority than some random Islander dude you're talking to in the supermarket. He says season ending.
Okay.
Yeah. And have I ever been lied to by a dude in the supermarket? So I was. Again, we've won in so many different ways this year. That's what I like about this team. You could hardly have two victories more different at further ends of the spectrum than our last two. And we managed to win them both. I gave your little brother the biggest cuddle you've ever seen in your life.
Why did you never gave me cuddles during my childhood?
No, never hugged you.
Maybe that's why I am the way I am.
Yes, it could be. I remember the first time I hugged you, and I said, "God, Dylan, it's like hugging a man."
Yeah.
When you were 14. Do you remember what I said briefly after that?
No.
For reasons that I still can't explain to this day, I don't know what game it was, right? But we won at the last minute, giving you a big hug as usual. And I said, "God, Dylan's like hugging a man." And then I added, and I should know, they don't call me Big Gay Joe for nothing.
That's true. That's true. They don't.
No.
Speaking of, this isn't actually really that good a transition for it, but there was something that you wanted to bring to light on this stream.
I did. I want to tell. I'm surprised you haven't told your audience this, but can I speak directly to your audience for a moment?
You can. I'll put my headphones on so I can't hear you, and you can talk to them privately.
All right, audience. I have a radio show. It's called What a Year. And now, it's probably not aimed at your demographic because it plays the music I love, which is music from the mid-60s to the mid-70s. Now, each week, the show goes for 2 weeks. Show goes for 2 hours. And each week, I pick a particular year. Like I might pick 1972, and I play for 2 hours music from that year. So if you want to know what music from that year sounded like, that'd be a good way to find out. And then I talk about the year as well, like what was happening in the movies, in sport. Of course, I always mention Rugby League, what was happening in politics and all that. Should you want to listen to it, it's on 89.3, but it's on demand. That's the best way because it's a little local radio station. Pretty much everyone who wants to have a show can have one. You just pitch an idea. I pitched this, and they said, "Okay, do it." So I'll get Dylan. He's the young.
It's already in the description of this live stream on YouTube. The link is there to the show.
Oh, fantastic! So if you go into the link, I would scroll down. All the shows are there for Series 1. There's 13 shows, one for each year from 64 to 76. I would scroll down to the bottom because they're in reverse chronological order. That's 1975. Now, 75 is a year that even young people will know because you've got AC/DC, bands like that you will have heard of, and it'll play music for that year. So should you be interested, or should your parents be interested, or perhaps your grandparents, check it out, 89. I should know this because they forced me to say the YouTube, not the YouTube, the internet address through the show. But I forgot.
It's fine because I put the link in the chat, and there are some people saying that they'll listen to it. So, bit of interest.
I would. You won't pick it up on air unless you live around Liverpool, because it's not some major commercial. But on demand, anytime you want, anywhere you want, pump it up. It's been described as good music to make IKEA furniture to. Don't know what that means. So anyway, yes, on that note, it's been a good weekend. And I see you've made it back to Canberra.
Yes. Unfortunately, just without my suit jacket. But
you did offer to go back, but you said you
no, it's okay. I've got a green jumper that's doing the job for the time being.
Yeah, and a green microphone and everything like that. I can't believe that game. I thought Manly were going to kill them. What the hell happened?
I don't know. I challenged Manly once they went, I think, 20-14 down. I said, this is it. Your season is right here, right now. And then they conceded on the following play again. So,
yeah. Now, this is the difference between East and Manly. Well, it's not the only difference, right? When we've been in that position over the last month and a half, and whatever, you know, momentum's gone against us. We've done two things. We've minimised the damage that happens during the periods where momentum's against us, but then we arrest that stop. We stop that and say, okay, we're gonna flip it now. So, yes, good times, Dylan.
yes. There's a question for you just before you go.
Yep.
Given that you obviously have a great deal of experience in life, what is your number one piece of life advice?
Regret what you do, not what you don't do.
Okay. I think that's good. I think that sounds good.
By a mile. Go in, throw yourself in, but and it's all related, right? I'm not giving further pieces of advice. Go in, stuff it up, screw it up, discover something else that you can't do. Doesn't matter a shot, right? But go in and try. And look, I could give a lecture on this, right? At this age, at 60, and this funeral that I was just at the weekend, all of my cousins, we've reached the age now where if you haven't done it, you're not going to do it.
Hey, Leaguie, someone just redeemed a thing.
And it's amazing seeing the difference. And it's like some people threw themselves in, had a go. Others sat on their big fat asses and did nothing. All right. On that note, I will love you and leave you. Perhaps you could have a shave. I'm just looking at you on the TV.
Yes, I forgot my razor when I went up to Sydney, and I didn't have time to shave since I got back, so...
Oh, okay. I thought it might be in the pocket of your jacket.
Nah, unfortunately not.
All right.
Cool.
Enjoy, Tiger.
Bye.
I shall talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Nice. All right. How much time have we got? We got 15 rugby league minutes. It's so long. These Saturday games, bro. Biggie returns? Yeah. No. We'll be shaving, like, immediately after this stream. Excuse me. Was even going to, like, I had 5 minutes before the stream started, and everything was set up, and I was like, should I give it a go? But I thought not to. And I mean, it's an impressive 5 o'clock shadow by my standards. This is several days going now. But I'm going to be shaving. Probably already been asked, but thoughts on Roosters Bulldogs yesterday? Personally thought, as a Bulldogs fan, both teams made too many mistakes, and Renakama played very badly. Couldn't catch the ball on the wing. Yeah, I don't think it was a good game for either side. I think Dogs were the better team, frankly. I think that the Dogs tried a lot more, had a lot more intent. But in the big moments at the back end, there was a lot of experience for the Roosters that got them home.
Randomly just redeemed, changed the background color. Well, in the meantime, let's get a beautiful blue and yellow for Bosnia-Herzegovina emoji. Bosnia-Herzegovina emoji. Bosnia-Herzegovina emoji. Bosnia-Herzegovina emoji. Bosnia-Herzegovina emoji.
I completely forgot about the Bosnia and Herzegovina thing. There we go. It just ends up being greenish, but anyway, yeah. So the other team was that good. The errors and attack from the Roosters was particularly bad, but I thought our goal line defense was good. Dogs' goal line defense was okay, certainly. But ultimately, the other thing that matters is the win. Dogs had to get it. Now, without it, it's looking like a big ask. It's looking like a big ask for them. But we're going to have a little look at their draw towards the back end of the season. We've still got 15 minutes. I might place 27-0 or something. But it's that game against South Sydney next week that is a must-win for them. Must-win. Then it's Dragons, Panthers, Broncos. Dragons and Broncos, you think that's okay? Panthers. Yikes. Thought Galvin was pretty good. He was pretty good. And, that try that he scored. Obviously, our back's performance is about more than just one individual run, one moment. But he was good. He commanded the play a bit, certainly. There were issues with communication with him and Stephen Crichton, and that was actually mentioned in the press conference as well, where Crichton took a lot of responsibility around that, defining that dynamic. But, yeah, it's it's tricky because, as Crichton rightly pointed out, it's not been an issue in recent weeks. So it's not like we could say, it didn't really work this one time and they lost by 2 points, and therefore, let's blow it up. That's evidently not the situation. Do you play Supercoach? No, I have a fantasy team that I set and forget every year, but Taylor, I am going to the grand final. Yes, I go every season. I've gone to every grand final since 2022, which is every grand final since I moved back to Australia. So yeah, we'll be going. Let's do a little, not even 27-0. We'll do that at halftime. Let's do the NRL grid. Let's do something where actually there's some skill involved, rather than just literal gambling. This is the NRL grid. Oh, it's Roosters and it's Rabbitohs. Let's go. We're looking for niche players from the NRL era, 1998 onwards, that fit these categories. Let me know a player and a position on the grid, as niche as you can think of, and I'll put it in. We only get one redo, so you got to be very, very confident about it. Are you going to the next night's game? No. Yes, I am actually. Sorry, the way you presented that question was intentionally confusing. Yes, I am. It's tomorrow. Watson, yes, sorry, you mentioned this before. So, Watson made some keychains for my family, which was very, very nice of her. I gave first ones to my mother, which was very nice, and she was very, very appreciative. I then gave the two to my brothers. One of them was out at uni, so I don't know if he actually has seen it yet, but I put it in his room. The second one was at home, but he has very little emotion, generally speaking, so he was like, oh, nice. And for him, that's like wild. For my dad, though, I saw him this morning and I had it in my backpack and I just forgot to give it to him. I'm really sorry. So it's in my backpack still, and I will give it to him at some point when I'm next back up there, and let you know how it goes. Do you think Broncos could win and Walsh goes crazy? Broncos can win. Walsh can go crazy. I'm not expecting it, though. I'm certainly not expecting it, though. Roosters, Rabbitohs, Philly Army kick out. Let's send it. I like the Paul Carter. Corey Allen. Corey Allen played around a little bit, so maybe not. Brian Fletcher. We can go Brian Fletcher. It could have been better. Oh wait, I'm gonna reload because I think I've got one. I think I've got. Yes, the reload's okay there because it was the first one. It's fine. No one saw it. Can we see it? It depends. Watson, are you okay with me showing it? I need to go get it. But anyway. Broncos or Dolphins for you? Dolphins. I think quite comfortably. I'm surprised to see the poll only has 63% of people thinking that Dolphins will win. That surprised me. Okay, Roos. I can focus on these Roosters ones. Luke Ricketson, teammate. I think back to that grand final. Simon Benetti. Solid shout there. Someone else focus on the Rabbitohs ones, because I don't know anything about that scum of a club. Rabbitohs past age 30. KL Iro. I mean, sure. Yes, correct. Obviously. I did not end up getting 27-0 Spark. I'll probably do it at halftime of this game. Again. As a Broncos fan, we're going to get smashed this week and next. What's next week for you? Penrith? No, we play Penrith next week. What is next week for you? I hate how NRL.com moves around because of the ads like that. It's very annoying. Oh, was. Yeah. Yeah, you are. You are. So what's up? I timed you out for spamming. That was the reason. Glad to see you back. I apologize, but spamming is against the rules, and you did spam, so. Rabbitohs past 30. Joe Biden. Bo Jiden. On God? Dead ass? In this economy? The career hat tricks is so annoying to me. It's so... I'm gonna go like Minicello, and it feels like... it's not even correct. Who remembers what players have scored 5 hat tricks? Has Tupou done it? You'd hope so. You would think so. Okay, 12.09. At least we got it right. Yeah, all good. All good. Storm on top. All good. That was annoying. How's Minicello not got 5 hat-tricks? Anyway, whatever. If 12 Roosters players in the NRL era have done it, how is Minicello not one of them? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? 5+ career hat-tricks played 2000 to 2009. Bloody hat-tricks. Bloody hat-tricks. Who scored tries in bunches? Top left could be Smith if we can't get nothing else. Cameron? I don't think he got 5+ career hat-tricks. Who are you going for? Dolphins, for sure. I just want to get the hat-trick ones out the way. Morris. Great. 5+ career hat-tricks played 2000 to 09. Josh Morris, maybe? Just that Jimmy the Jet for top left. I don't think he played as early as 09, unfortunately. It's not a bad shout, though. Did Jimmy the Jet play past age 30? What time does it start? It starts in 8 minutes. Skill issue for Minicello there, Loki. Skill issue from me or skill issue from Minicello? He certainly had enough games to get a hat-trick. Well, 5+ career hat-tricks. Played 2000 to 09 and Luke Ricketson teammate. I should still be able to get. Who was the fullback? Mullins. Yeah, there's a shout. There's a shout. Hell yes, 0.65. I think that redeems Daniel Tupou. So far, it's all been just Roosters players that I've got, really. Rabbitohs have played past age 30. Mark Minicello? I think he would have. Yeah, happy with that. Luke Ricketson teammate play past age 30. Let's go with another Rooster. They've all been Roosters. Even Mark Minicello played 1 game for Roosters. The Jet would have played past 30. Well, anyway, we went with Mark Minicello. Chad Robinson, Luke Ricketson teammate, and played. Oh, sorry. We already went with Brett Marlins on that one. My bad. Yeah, I'm just not reading them out, am I? George Dragons fan. You know what? Anthony Minicello would apply here, but is probably going to be one of the highest scores. Adrian Lamb? I don't know if he was in that grand final. I don't think he was. Was he? Morris top left. We've already got Brett Morris, but we can go with Josh Morris. You reckon J-Moz got 5+ career hat-tricks? I'm gonna go with Anthony Minicello. I can't go with Anthony Minicello because I used him in rerolled. Okay. Brian Fletcher would apply here. Surely he played past 30. Yeah. Okay. Rabbitohs and played 2000 to 2009. Lock in. Roy Asatasi. We could do better than that. Lock in. This lock in season. Reynolds would have been too young. Legman, I just bought ANU and all the accommodations. That's tragic. Unfortunately, my accommodation doesn't come under ANU, so. De La Salle top left. Yeah, sure. That'll be good. Coke is an Australian. Storm on top. Surely Coke's American. There's so many. It kind of doesn't matter. I should just go with one. I'm annoyed. I'm gonna say Merritt. 5+ career hat-tricks of play 2000 to 09. Merritt might have been a good one for that, actually. Chris Walker? No, they've already done it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Brett Stewart. You reckon? Brett Stewart has 5+ career hat-tricks? Yes. Top 10%, baby. Top 10%, baby. That's all you want. That is all you want. And it's clutch as well. It's clutch as well because we're about to get rugby league started. And And I need to get rugby league set up. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hello, the Debatey. What did I miss? Everything. You missed... you missed it all. You missed it all. You didn't miss any swearing, which is all that's really relevant to you. So frankly, maybe you didn't miss it all, but you missed it all. Did you not know Coke is Australian? It's not that I did not know that Coke was Australian. It's that I did know that Coke was not Australian. I do not believe that Coca-Cola originated in Australia. However, even if it were, I still would maintain that Pepsi Max specifically tastes nicer. That's a nice jersey for the Brisbane Broncos. 10 swear words in the debate video. Yes, admittedly, they weren't really my words. That was a quote. But yes. I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. That's an even nicer Dolphins jersey than the Broncos jersey is. That's hot. That's really nice. Bit of AC Milan about that. Is your debate on Spotify? No. And I have been meaning to message Fred and say, hey, feel free to put it on Spotify if you want, because I don't have a Spotify thing, but he does through League Lads. I might do that now. Don't spoil the debate. Well, you spoil the debate. It's not really. There wasn't a plot twist or anything like that. I will send a message to Fred though, saying that you can put it on Spotify. Because I think that there's a lot of people who probably won't have watched it, you know, live. Sorry, on YouTube. Did your family see the debate video swearing? Yeah, it's okay. I'm 23 years old. Alright, we are nearly underway here. I'll mute myself throughout this ceremony so we can all enjoy it. That bloke's done welcomes to country before. And he's very, very good at them. He's very, very good at them. I will say, I was more than mildly amused when he said to all the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander individuals in the crowd to get up. They showed a shot of an aisle where someone was going to their seat and so everyone else had to stand up to let them through. And this big cultural moment, everyone's just like, oh, yep, sorry, mate, sorry. Yeah, no, you're right. Love that. Love that. All right. Okay, locked in. Now we're so locked in. Game 2 of 3. Tiger said wholly manufactured rivalry. And look, it is. But every rivalry was initially. I think that, you know, in future, this will have the history behind it. We just need to build that history. And you are lucky enough to watch that history get built right here, right now, in this game where, frankly, the Dolphins are going to pound the Brisbane Broncos into absolute rugby league submission. But, you know, still, it's going to be entertaining, hopefully. I think that the Dolphins fans have showed up. I don't think the Broncos fans have. And I did say that in the last game, in terms of the crowd expected at this one. I'm like, maybe 30, but I don't think the Broncos are going to show up. Hey, you going, Matson? Good to see ya. That's different to the usual intro. What do you rank Storm, by the way? Roosters are my second. In terms of clubs I like, Storm are not very high. I do apologize. I like beating the Storm a lot. The Rabbitohs, Broncos, and Storm are the only 3 teams in the NRL that like I have any negative emotion towards, really. There's kickoff. We are underway. It is a big stadium. It is, you know, somewhat filled, like half filled. But, you know, we'll see what the crowd is. All right, run there from Ricky. I will answer your question, Cobra, just after these opening exchanges. Now in the hands of Xavier Willison, a real fan favorite there at Brisbane, and obviously he's going to be departing the club at the end of the season. He's going to be their main man in the forward pack next year, probably led by Patrick Carrigan, but he's going to be the big alpha dog. All right, Walters now to 5 Payne Haas. They didn't start the set very well. They very much were on the back foot from the very first run, but they get up to about the halfway there, and Walsh will put a kick in there on the last. Good catch. Hamaso Tabawai Fido. That's good stuff. Hey, Leaguie, someone just redeemed a thing.
Panther fan 1999 just redeemed Pepsi Max Sip.
Finns versus Bronx needs a real all-in brawl. Or maybe some from the Dolphins staff be really rude to a Broncos club legend or something. I reckon for the majority of Broncos club legends, being rude to them would actually make most Broncos fans kind of happy. There is no set of old boys that is more disliked than the Broncos old boys, even by their own fans. So, yeah. Suffocation says, I highly enjoyed NRLW Magic Round. I don't think that it'll be in Wagga next year. It probably won't be, but it's being reported on very positively by the players, so good to see. The food was the country prices also. Good. That's nice. That's nice. All right. And he came in wearing a green cardigan, then taking it off, then putting the green jacket on. I wasn't wearing a green cardigan. But the green jacket I don't have, unfortunately. All right, run there from Reece Walsh. If the Broncos are going to do anything in this game, and it feels like you say this every single week, Walsh kind of has a bit of responsibility on his shoulders. It's a great kick to start with. Has it been kept in field? No, it hasn't. Billy Walters gets the Broncos off to a great start here with an early, unlikely 40-20. There we go. That's great. That is great stuff. Will say, was a bit confusing there to trigger that animation as Broncos being the away team at Suncorp, but anyway. Please don't make it so that the one time that I, want the non-underdog to win, they don't win. Super early on, but anyway. Broncos one-man team? No chance, bro. Payne Haas is the best player on their team. And I'm assuming that the player that you mean is Reece Walsh. Nice ball there from Walters to find Haas. Carrigan as well. Stags. They've got enough quality. Man. Certainly enough quality. 6 more there for the Brisbane Broncos. Run from Ricky. We'll get tackled there by Molo and Flegler. In the hands of Walters. Now let's find Tom Duffy. Will Dummy go himself here? Gets it offload away eventually. Cartel with an important tackle there. Try saver in the end. Walters is in a dummy half. This is still only the second. Oh, beautiful ball play there, Reece Walsh. And the Brisbane Broncos strike immediately. That's nice ball play. That is very nice ball play from Reece. And it was, man, lining up in the centres. After the 40-20 from Billy Walters, out of nothing, it was so well managed from him. They're talking about, I think they mentioned Titans being in the market for him. I mean, I like Oliver Pascoe, but Walters is a really good dummy half these days. Just second receiver straight away. And frankly, Jack Bostock left clutching at thin air there. Really bad defensive read from the centre who was left sort of trapped between the two and going at neither. Yeah, it was bad from him. It was really bad from Bostock there. He was appealing to his outside man for wanting to cover the centre. But, sorry, well, the centre being man in this play. But, really, given that his back row, I think it was Finafuyaki, did have Walsh covered, he should have done better. He should have done better. Should Walsh have played more Origin this year? No, I think Ponga's a very good player, personally. Alright. Walsh to convert it. How are Finns losing? Well, it's super early on. Super early on. He's willing this one in here, Reece Walsh. I like the players that do these ones. Just absolutely try to show with their hands where the ball is supposed to go. It worked that time. 6-0. Broncos lead. I mean, what will get this crowd going is if the Broncos do actually show up. Because their fans certainly haven't. But, come on. The one time I don't want the underdog to win. Really? Hopefully the Dolphins can get back into this one sooner rather than later. Broncos logo works with the Indigenous jersey. It does. I think that the Dolphins jersey is nicer though, personally. Maybe there's, less to it. Oh, that's going to go out on the full. That's going to go out on the full. It's gone from bad to worse in terms of the start of the game for the Dolphins. Not a fan of this. If they had Walters, they wouldn't they go 6 Walters, 7 Campbell, 9 Pascoe, then put Hansen on the bench, put Hansen on the hard shift, Walters to 9 and give Pascoe a break? Or put Curtis Moran at halfback? What? No. I was like half with you at first. Curtis Moran at halfback. I am not a believer whatsoever in... Has that been kept in? No, flag has been raised. I'm not a fan whatsoever of changing halves throughout games. You have your halves combination. Keep your halves combination. Frankly, these days, I think Walters isn't dynamic enough to be a 6 in the modern game. I think it's a great 9, though. Yeah, just bounced in the touchline area still. He jumped for the field of play, though. Broncos, immediately, after kicking for touch from halfway, they're on the attack again here. Duffy with a run. Chance to go 12-0 up. Chance to go 12-0 up. Hello, SV. Hope you're doing good. Run from Ricky. Plays it there. Walters in a dummy half. Giving it to Fire Duffy. Now, short ball to find Xavier Willison. We'll get tackled there. Still has the ball. Marshall King, the man involved. Man with it. He's just going to run himself. He's going to spin it. He's going to get there. Ezra Mam, in the space of 7 minutes, has 2 on either side of the post for the Broncos. Where the hell has this come from? Can we just... Perchance, eventually, at some point, can we just sit back and analyze what's just happened there? Because The Dolphins are a good team, allegedly, reportedly, supposedly, logistically, like on paper, but what the hell is this? It's because they don't have anything to lose, but it tends to go the other way. Like you can say that, you can be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. They play freely and all this stuff. Sure, and that could be the case, but the Dolphins have so much to play for. They have top 4 potentially to play for. Damn, okay. Haven't seen them play this well since 2023. Okay, well, let's chill. They are literally the premiers, so I don't know about that one. But since 2025, I could agree with you. French Charlie Garber says, Charlie Garber could have scored that with 1 foot. The guy from Tamora is a legend. He can do anything. This we know. Is Tamora in France? Walsh willing this one in as well. You just look at the background. It's all Finns. It is all Finns. Their fans haven't shown up, and their players certainly have. And that one went over the crossbar. 12 points to 0 early on. Don't kick a penalty goal. Do not kick a penalty goal, Brisbane. You do not want to be leading 14-0. Oh, you're talking about Ezra. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's a good point. The top 4 are locked in. No, not after 8.5 minutes of this game. But it's not looking good, Brev. Yeah, sorry, Tamora is in New South Wales. I'm aware of that. But for some reason, French Charlie Garber has a thing where Charlie Garber is from France. So I'm like, oh yeah, Tamora in France, right? Sorry, evidently I'm not that funny. I think it's also, I don't think he was raised there, French Charlie Garber, but Angus Crichton was born in Tamora. Run from Willison there. It's basically been a case of starving the Dolphins of possession so far in this one. I want to have a look at the possession stats. Because aside from, I think Dolphins have had 1 set. Aside from that, after they kicked it out on the floor, it's 68% possession to the Broncos. I thought might be even more than that. Yeah, 1 set. 1 set to 5. 1 set to 5. So that 68% possession doesn't really reflect it. As the Dolphins start their second set of the game. The former Bronco, Selwyn Combo, as well as Tommy Flegler, former Bronco. They're really just former Broncos and former Cowboys. Because then you got like Lemuelu, Gilbert, Fida Fuiaki, Hammer. That's all that really is. That's all it really is. I really hate the Broncos, but man, their jersey looks good. I think it's fine. I guess it is growing on me. Personally, again, though, I think that the Dolphins jersey's cooler. But maybe it is less, like, visibly indigenous. Beautiful short pass, Nikarima. Support back inside. Knocked down. Try save from Reece Walsh. Flegel was going to be in otherwise. He's annoyed with himself for not taking the intercept, but it was about to be big boy season well and truly. Beautiful short ball. Lemuelu was straight through. It was going to be Tommy Flegs under the sticks. Damn. Big moment. Big moment. Rugby League's about moments, and he's saved to try there, Reece Walsh. I know he's annoyed with himself, but he should be very proud. All Black's Telford went Dolphins to Broncos. True. He did. Banana Farmer miss. Well, it wasn't Flegler's fault. It was, if anyone's, Lemuelu's. But it is going to be Dolphins ball because of the knock-on, of course. Who are you going for? Dolphins. We'll say, last game I was going for Storm. They were losing 14-0. Then they went on to win. So we'll see if history can repeat itself in this one. Katoa. To find Nikarima. They've got numbers out there. Herbie Farworth draws and passes. Simon Combo. He's in touch. He's in touch. No, I'm not awarding this. I'm not awarding this. Todd Smith's awarding this. Dan Gennady thinks he's scored this. He has not scored this. I'm telling you, he has not scored this. This is not a try. I'm not putting it on the board. This is not a try. In protest to Dan Gennady, in protest to Todd Smith, I am not awarding this as a try. Absolutely not awarding this as a try. Forget it. It's not even... Why are we watching replays? There's not a need to watch the replays. Let's get going. His feet were in touch. This is not a try. This is not a try. This is not a try. Yeah. They don't, like, I wasn't. I'm just saying I wasn't the best touch judge in the country for, like, 5 years. Just because there were only, like, 5 others. It's also because I'm supremely talented. And that's what that was all about. Rugby League's about moments. Reece Walsh and Grant Anderson have come up with a big moment there. A good thing the bunker exists, yeah? At halftime, can you show us the New Zealand team for the Rugby League World Cup? It hasn't been ruled. Named, has it? It won't be named until after the NRL season. I'm really glad I risked a bit of horror there. I lent into it, but I was like, this would be really funny if he, in fact, did actually score this try. Least favorite race? Monaco's just not... It's not it anymore. The cars are too big. They can't overtake. Qualifying is great and is really, like, the best session on the Formula 1 calendar, but... beyond that, the race is really just a chore. Reverse says, I mean, it was so obvious he was out. Like, to be honest, I feel with the bunker there, the refs don't even look anymore. Well, they definitely look. They definitely look. Every time that they make the right call would disprove your argument. But, yeah, I mean, I am surprised. I think it's because Anderson was around the back of him and it was the touch he's one to rule on. So, probably his vision was obscured. Maybe as well it could have been the touch he's saying, because this is the thing. We have a binary system. We have yes or no. We have try or no try. But really, in terms of confidence about whether a try was scored or not, it's a spectrum. The referee could have been or the touch judge could have been 51% sure that he was still in the field of play, and so it was set up as a try. That's the thing. Back in the day, that is absolute textbook. I have a try. Check the touchline of the grounding, please. So, all right, Hammer. Find Finna Fumiaki. They're on a bit more of a march here, the Dolphins. You get the sense that momentum has shifted back towards them, even though they didn't manage to get that try. Bostock finds Katoa, puts it high up in the air. Hammer is going to be the player chasing through. It's obstructed on the way through, but nothing illegal. And Walsh with a really good take there. Really good take. Leaguie, I have a who am I for you. Would you like to do it at halftime or between games? Halftime, I think, will have to be, because I don't think there's going to be much time between this game and the next. Hot take, street circuits are too dangerous and don't provide good racing, exception for Australia because duh. I like Vegas too. Walters is straight through and it's got support inside through Dean Mariner, the draw, the pass. It's about to be 18-0. Dean Mariner has put them 3 tries ahead. Boop, boop. Wow. That was not... How? How were they winning by what is about to be 18 points? Billy Walters is having a Joey Johns level performance here. Joey Johns level performance. Walsh has had some incredible moments in this game so far, and that was one of them. But Walters, how has he broken through that easily? Just dummy. Bounces away from one, fends away from the other. Another poor defensive moment from Jack Bostock. And the draw and pass. Brisbane, where has this been? Have you seen the Mariner mini doco? I have not. Damn. Leaguie, I genuinely think you can outsmart most people in Parliament. I don't. I still have a decent amount of faith in politicians. But I don't know. No one is smarter than Bob Catter. I actually recently have turned down the opportunity to see Bob Catter. Nothing personal. I'm just not that interested. So, and it was gonna cost a little bit of money to do. Can they beat 82 points? Calma, as Cristiano Ronaldo would say. Let's calm right now. But it is 18. Walsh is being assaulted by a trainer and a towel. Is this my fault for wearing my burgundy outfit to LARP? Did I jinx this for Finns? Yes, you did. You specifically. You specifically have absolutely jinxed this one. Damn. Why would you not interview him? That would be so funny. I don't think I would have had the opportunity to interview him, unfortunately. But it would have been to see him as a person rather than interview him at all as a content creator. Did you say you're going to support Lebanon at the World Cup? Nope. Oh, sorry. Is this about Bob Catter? Right. I thought this was an unrelated question, and I'm like, what are we talking about? Carrigan. Back to find Duffy. Walsh again scheming. Gets it out to find Katoni Staggs. Good run from him. Finds the ground. Jeez. Centimeters in the field of play. Walsh on the fourth. Spinning it towards the other side. Duffy will put Payne Haas underneath. That is incredible from Brisbane. This is a premiership level performance from them so far. Duffy. High up in the air. The chase is big from Mariner. And it's a good catch from Jermaine Isako. They're going to try and force him back in goal, though. He's ruled to be held. Don't try and lie. You said it on the Bloke Show last year. I did not say that I was going for Lebanon on the Bloke Show last year. I'd be going for them more than Australia, certainly. Have you been to Emirates Stadium? I have. Yes, I didn't see a game there, but I've done a stadium tour of the Emirates. All right. Played there by Herbie Farworth. Of course, another ex-Bronco is Herbie. The Broncos look on. They do. And they get six. Sorry, well, they give away 6 more there, actually. I keep getting confused between... No, hang on. Yeah, this way. I keep getting confused between the home team and the away team because these two teams play at the same stadium. All right, run there from Morgan Knowles. Katoa. Up over the 40. Does a short ball there to find Molo. Has Molo ever played for the Broncos? I have it in my mind that he has, but I can't quite picture it. I know it was at the Cowboys. Sorry, that's probably more what I'm thinking. Francis Molo, Brisbane Bronco. Yes, 6 games at the Brisbane Broncos. Knower of ball. Ball knowledge. I'll claim that. Catch from Grant Anderson. There's players down in back play, and it is going to be, I think, a Dolphins penalty. Yes, it is, as a result. How do you think Broncos can recover next season? And with losing Haas? Depends what you mean recover. I mean, Reynolds will be gone as well. Hunt will still be around, I think. But it's going to be entering a new era. Very much the Walsh Mam era, I think. And they need a 7. They need to see whether... I mean, look, they don't need to sign a 7, but they need to see whether Duffy or Peasant is going to stand up. Tom Duffy is a 7. I agree, but he needs to stand up if they're going to quote unquote recover, given where they're expected to recover to almost. Watching it from Rose Bay, you know where Rose Bay is there? Chat. Don't respond. I think I've heard of Rose Bay. I couldn't point it on a map, though. I'm not going to say Western Sydney, though, for risk of setting everyone off. Jerry Marshall King close to the line, dummy. But the Brisbane defense was up to it. 6 more there again. He does manage to draw. Katoa, scheming. Goes again there. Tackled by Haas and Carrigan. You're supposed to be a Roosters supporter. I am. I've been to Bondi twice in my life. So, played there by Flegler. Now in the hands of Nikorima. Had an option out wide. That's knocked on, I think. I'd say first was Dolphins. And yes, it's agreed with... Todd Smith does agree. Nice. Rose Bay's in the rich areas of Sydney. I mean, a lot of Sydney is the rich areas. Yeah, it was knock on first from Nikorima. And Anderson did knock it on as well, but Broncos ball, they survive. At least you weren't born in Queensland like Hainsey. True. Very true. I will say, I mean, well, given that I've heard of Rose Bay, if I had grown up in Sydney, I think I would know Rose Bay. However, instead, I know the geography of The Hague. I can point to Leichendam on the map, or Roscotten, or Delft. or Schilderswijk or Kijkduin, but I can't tell you where Rose Bay is. Penalty Broncos. Speaking of the World Cup, should all spots be up for grabs and all spots won through qualification? Could use the Pacific Championships as a potential route for the bigger nations. As far as it meaning more international games played, yes, that would be nice. However, I don't know if there's the money for it necessarily. There is a qualification process for the, I think spots 9 and 10. All the others are just awarded. Because I remember Cook Islands had to play South Africa for a spot in the World Cup. So there is a process, but it's just very like, is 1 or 2 spots that are available and everyone competes for it. But those qualifiers happen. They do happen. There is a pyramid to work up. It's just that we don't give that any publicity because we'd much rather talk about this. So Madsen says, looking forward to my team conceding 40 plus to South. We will see. I mean, I do expect a comfortable South win, but I certainly hope not. Walters with it. He's been very much a danger man for them, and he went himself there. Tackled there by former Brisbane Bronco Francis Molo. Now in the hands of Mam. Puts a kick in behind. I think Mariner might have knocked that one on. He grounds it eventually. It surely can't be... well, Willison's the one that's claiming it. Surely can't be a try. It's going up as a try. I struggle to see how on earth that could be a try, but it's on the board. What the hell? There's got to be about 3 billion knocks on here, right? I thought Mariner knocked on to start with. If he didn't, then that's back off Mariner. There's a lot to look at. This would be quite the rugby league miracle. Has Mariner not knocked that on? No, it's Bostock. And then Bostock knocks on. And then grounded by Willison. If this does end up all being Bostock, which it is there, Bostock is truly having one of the great sinkers I have seen. I'm not kidding. If this keeps up for the next 18 minutes, we could see a hooking. Because he has come up with some terrible defensive reads. And then there's that moment there. We're still alive here. Try. Oh my god, it's a miracle. Un milagro. I'm kind of happy for them. They don't really have an outside back. Oh no, Brian Punyu actually. Sorry, no, he's listed as a centre. We could see Punyu come on for Boston. I don't know. Damn, 22-0. Kick to come within 22 minutes. Amazing. Leaguie, I might make a trip down to, I'm going to say that it's Christchurch, to visit my family and take a sneaky trip to Kiwis with Cook Islands. That's cool. That'll be great. You'll see a lot of points, unfortunately, scored by the Kiwis in that game. Bostock's price should fall and he should sign with the Dragons. I bet you'd love that. I bet you would love that. Roosters' record is super duper not under threat, by the way. Super duper not under threat. But Dolphins, they conceded 66. It was 66-0, right? To Cronulla. I think that's under threat. Michael says, getting so pissed off right now. As a Dolphins fan, you'd have every right to be. I don't want to pin it on one player, but Bostock's an Origin player now, and it's been really bad. 24 rugby league points to 0. This is amazing. By the way, we didn't get into the teams pre-game, but there's really no changes. The number 19 for the Broncos dropped out in favor of Blake Moser. I can't really figure out who it was. I'm thinking it was Hayes Perrin. But yeah, that was literally the only change. How did I go from 7 out of 8 to 1 out of 5? I went from 8 out of 8 to now 2 out of 5. So, yeah. Game isn't over yet, but it's going to be hard if they want to come back. Yeah, I would agree with that. There's just been... And it's not true. There have been some moments where Dolphins have certainly had possession and momentum. But there's not been a heat that's happened where I'm like, oh yeah, they're like definitely coming back into it now. Let's see. We have seen Dolphins be comeback kings in the past. We'll see if they can manage it again here. Carrigan to find Mam. Now in the hands of Walsh. There's a 3-on-2. He dummies. Takes the tackle there. And that's high. They do draw a penalty. But Gilbert isn't happy with Dean Mariner there. Wanted to start something. Penalty Brisbane. How's it going, Storm on top? Which Q Cup teams feed to Broncos? I know Burnley and Wynnum are too. Not the person to ask. If Smart Guy's here, he would know. Let's see this. So, Walsh initially was tackled there. It was a good tackle eventually by Jack Bostock. But then, yeah, it was Gilbert. Gilbert over the top. And I don't know why Gilbert was annoyed with Mariner there. So, they're getting set within 40. We could see 30 here, folks. We could see 30. Walters to find a charging Willison. I am very glad that the Roosters have already played Brisbane twice. Very glad. Donahue set to come on the field. That will change things. Duffy to find Haas. Are you going to the Canberra game? I am. In the hands of Carrigan. Back to Duffy. Short ball knock on. And the hammer's in space. The hammer's in space. Here we go. Rugby League's about moments, and momentum might have just changed. Try time. Hamaso Tabuai Fido. Indigenous round. Maybe the proudest Indigenous player at the Dolphins gets them finally on the board. Where's the suit? Sydney. I just came back from Sydney earlier today. Straight up forgot the suit. So, we'll be making do over the next couple of weeks. I do have a different green suit. But it's like if you were to buy a Leaguie costume of Temu. It doesn't look good. I'd much rather just wear the jumper. Ryan says, Kempy is so happy with this so far that it's odds on that he ends up with another child on the way tonight. That's outrageous. And if I had read to the end of that comment, I probably wouldn't have read it out. That's insane. Well done, Storm on top, for reaching 30 subs. That's nice. Legman, give me your Sydney address. I'll get it for you. Yeah, you'll get it and then drive it down to Canberra? I don't think so. Yeah, he was at a canter towards the end there. Hamaso Tabuai Fido. And it's going to be 24-6, you would think, with Jermaine Asako slotting the goals for the Finns. It's kind of amazing. You think about how different rugby league history could be if the Cowboys had like fully invested in him as their guy. Sako's converted? Yes, he has. All right. It's 18 the margin. And when you think about sides who have points in them, the Dolphins certainly come to mind. So, we'll see. What was with that lady not reacting to a hammer run? I'm not sure what you mean. Didn't see anything. Did you see Winston at the game yesterday? I didn't. I didn't actually see many people. I know Hectic Fred was there. I didn't see him. NRL Odd Stats, I think is his username. I get confused with the stats people. It's not random stats guy. Different guy. He was there.
Someone just redeemed a thing.
Saw Hainsey though.
Lorenzo just redeemed changed the background color. Give me purple for the mighty Melbourne Storm. Also upper Bosnia-Herzegovina emoji and St. Vincent and Grenadines emoji.
Oh, that's a new one. That's a new one. Hainsey arrived at the 70th minute? Really? That's surprising. Why? Max Plath in a bit of space here. The Psychoplath still going. Momentum has changed, folks. Momentum has changed. Marshall King to find Kurt Donahue. Not the post-contact meters he would have liked, but is that 6 more? Is that 6 more? It is 6 more. It's all happening now. Are we about to see 24 points to 12? Let's see. Did you know Winston was there? No, I didn't. Ah, flight delays. Gotcha. Donahue to find Max Plath. Again, another Origin player. On the second here, Marshall King's at a dummy half. They're 15 away. Hammer. Back to find Jack Bostock. Straightens. That's a good play. Marshall King Now to find Donahue. Back for Katoa. They've got numbers. They've got numbers. And they are going to exploit the numbers. Connolly, Lemuelu holds the ball. And this is an absolute try-fest. Wow. Wow. It has flipped on a dime, folks. Any guesses for the halftime score? Anyone brave enough? You reckon we can have 24 all at halftime? It has turned, brother. It has turned. So George Dragons fan asked if I've met a fan in public. I have now a few times. I met a few people around the uni campus as well, which has been good. Comeback could well and truly be on here. Matson, I do not fly Jet Star, I'm going to say, so that they don't sue me. I don't really do many domestic flights in Australia typically, so even when I go to Melbourne, I tend to get the overnight bus from Canberra. So, how did you find the debate? Did you debate your legs off? I thought my performance was good. I was happy with it. I said the things I wanted to say. Conversion kick there by Jermaine Isako. I do have some interesting thoughts on it, which I'd like to make, and things I'd like to explain, because, and I'll say this in my video, completely unintentionally, right? Completely unintentionally, Fred engaged in a debate tactic called gish galloping, which is where you essentially, in one response, mention so many different things that the person you're debating against can't possibly address all of them without just, you know, going off topic. I identified pretty much immediately that he was doing that. Again, unintentionally. I don't think he was sitting down and he was like, I'm going to gish gallop to try and win this debate. I think he just talks a lot, which is fine. It's what makes him a great content creator. So I was very disciplined in like, okay, I'm going to, every time he mentions 4 or 5 things, I'm going to ask him about 1 or 2. And so that's where I think a lot of people were like, oh, Leaguie kind of didn't actually push back that much, or didn't, put forward much to Fred. Whereas the reality was, I put forward the things that were important to my case, and I feel I actually did make my case quite well. So, yeah. That's sort of my thoughts. Matt said, I do not watch the 6 p.m. news. No, certainly not. I get some news on YouTube. I don't ever watch, like, the news, though, so. Broncos win or Dolphins will come back? You still have to tip at this point a Broncos win, but, you reckon maybe next try wins? Congratulations, Tom on top. I'm glad you scored a try in your junior footy. That's nice. Run there from Willison. Again, forced backwards, though. On the third, they're still going to be within 20 here. In fact, it wasn't Willison, it was Semu. Ma'am, that's a bit better there. I'm not sure how I feel about the commentary line, ma'am, with a squirt down the short side. But anyway, plays it. Mariner. Got it to find Walsh, so that was a nice ball. Nearly intercepted. It is intercepted. Farnworth gets it back to find Lemuelu here. Momentum shifting. Momentum is shifting. Damn. I see you sort of have the Mark Ferguson tilted head when you look at the camera at times. You reckon? You sure? Here we go. I do not fly in Mr. Beast's private chat. Haven't had the pleasure of meeting Jimmy. Nor would I be overly that interested in doing so anyway. Marshall King. I'm like, what is that fella's name? I was like, Donahue. Nope, that's the other one. Marshall King at dummy half. Gets it now to find Plath. Could there be an opportunity out there? Nico Rima to Lemuelu. Here we go. We'll play it here. Back for Isaiah Katoa. Will go back towards that same short side. Farnworth can't quite get up for it. Anderson with a good take. Farnworth is disappointed that he thought he was impeded there. It was a little bit of an impeded run, but nothing illegal. What if I predict the score again? Well, give it a go. Try. That's good stuff from you, Ninja. That's good stuff. I'm actually... Wait, hang on. Well, I'm not the Leaguie, because the Leaguie has a green background. So, gotta change it back. Here we go. Walsh, oddified Ben Salty. I'll read out what you said there, Reverse, after this kick, because I'm sure it's valuable. Why is the background not changing? Change, bro. Am I tripping? Oh, yeah, never mind. I was tripping. Reverse said, problem with the debate is you and Fred both basically agreed on most of everything except for the degree that social media videos affect junior rugby league players repeating what they've heard. Yes-ish. That was one where we couldn't find agreement. The other two, we disagreed on a lot of things, but were able to find a common ground. And I certainly did, like, try to find a common ground. I went out of my way to do that and highlight when we had common ground. But Fred thought, as there's going to be a penalty there, Dolphins, Fred thought that I had a much more extreme opinion than I actually do. And so that's another reason why he would bring up things like free speech. And he'd say, like, we have a right to make those videos. I'm like, yeah, I agree. I'm not trying to take away your right to do it. So it looked like we were agreeing on things, while really, like, that's the extreme end. That wasn't really the crux of the debate. So what I tried to get into on that topic was to admit there is a line that shouldn't be crossed, that beyond that line, it is harmful, but we were never going to agree on where that line was, and we couldn't really define that within the debate anyway, so there wasn't really anywhere to go from there. Anyway, Plath with it. Now on to find Katoa. Nice cut-up pass, boss talk, draw a pass, Isako for the corner. He's done that well. He's done that well. The comeback is all here. Damn. He said you loved referees and hate content creators who criticize ref decisions in the beginning. If he said that word for word, it was an exaggeration. Probably. It's just sort of the way that he would talk, but yeah. I think you know that I don't hate other content creators, specifically. Good stuff. Kick to come. You know what's funny? I said Coach Donahue's coming on, and I was like, yeah, that's going to change things. It kind of has. Low-key. Low-key kind of has. That's beautiful work. And we'll see the conversion to get them within 6. We could have 24 all half-time. How incredible would that be? La Barrier, I do not have a girlfriend. No. Unfortunately, recently had a little date. I think it went quite well. And she said she really enjoyed it, but at the moment isn't looking for a relationship after all. Which might just be letting me down easy. I don't know. But very sad. Very sad. Isako's very, very happy with that effort. And he's got an opportunity to put them within 1 score. Ah, yes, Watson, I did. It was the keyring. Isako's got it. Isako's got it. Of course he's got it. This is an absolute rugby league game. Absolute rugby league game. So, Watson puts together these little friendship bracelets, I want to call them, but I guess, well, this one is more an example of a key ring that says Papa Leaguie. And it's Roosters colors, and it has a little Roosters. I'm trying to flip it around so you can see it. Roosters, like, what would I even call that? It's like a little rubber thing. Yeah, it's very cool, and I will be giving it to him, and I apologize for forgetting to. I guess you got turned off when you started singing Beatles songs. No, actually, would have probably been a positive for him. But that's all right. Lost ball there, Tommy Gilbert. 5 minutes left. Broncos get a great opportunity here. Can you debate me on the best Beatles song? I think it's hands down I've Got a Dog. Do you mean It's Okay to Leave Your Dog in a Hot Car? Because that was a very good Beatles song. I don't think there is one called I've Got a Dog. Madsen is quoting the Beatles there. He must be. He wouldn't say nobody can deny there's something there. But I can get the melody in my head. Is Mam going to score here? I think he has. I think he has. He's monstered his way to the line. How has he done that? Nobody can deny that there's something there. Here, there, and everywhere. I was like, it's from somewhere. Yeah, it's here, there, and everywhere. I'm embarrassed that took me so long. That's a bad error. That is a bad error. We were looking at 24 all at halftime. Instead, off the kickoff, lost ball. And Mam just gets straight to the line with a little bit of stepping immediately off the scrum. And instead, it's going to be 30 points to 18. That 12-point barrier restored with still minutes left to play. Damn it, you're so good. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Look, yeah. It's a subject matter, an area of a bit of expertise, so. Parabarra says, do you want to collab? I'm a big fan. I thought we would do good together. I'm open to any collabs, really. In fact, we're doing 3 on Monday. A bit in demand after the debate. But as long as there's an idea, if you come to me with an idea and you're like, yeah, I think that this would be good, and I agree that this would be good, I'll happily do anything. I just pulled that bit of lyrics randomly and you managed to figure it out. You're buttering me up, Madsen. You're buttering me up. Look, as I say, I listen to that band a lot, so yeah. If you watch Doctor Who, you get the I've Got a Dog reference. I do not watch Doctor Who, unfortunately, so. Walsh to convert. Exactly 3 minutes left on the clock. He's taped up like Hannibal Lecter. It's gone good, though. You got to change the title? Oh, yeah, true. I always forget to do that. Walsh to convert. He does. More word he does. And Dolphins be Broncos. I nearly typed Broncos. That would be impacting the Twitch viewership. I always forget to do that. I sort of see you as an avid Doctor Who watcher. Not really. Shows I've watched How I Met Your Mother, Suits, MASH. Recently watched a bit of Prison Break. Family Guy, definitely. That's my favorite show ever. Bit of Simpsons. But I like movies, so. All good, TMC. Okay, see you later. Mash Cheese, you are old at heart. I mean, it was my dad. My dad showed it to us. Same as Cheers as well. That was another old one that we watched a few times. I've not watched Ted Lasso, but I will watch Ted Lasso because I know for a fact I would love Ted Lasso. It's my favorite background song playing. Telegraph Hill. Knock on Tolty. Is he going to say challenge? I don't think he is. I don't think he is. Vince to come back here. 2 minutes on the clock. Can we get 30 points to 24? Oh, good, SV. How many games have you been to this year? I've been to 3. I've been to certainly more than 3, but it is, you know, in some respects my job. I would have gone to fewer, though, this year than most years. There was one year, when I first came back to Australia, I went to 45 games, which was impressive from Canberra. Admittedly, I'm counting Magic Round as 8 separate games, but still, I did go to them all. I don't know. I would definitely have lost count. It would be a handful of Roosters games and then most of the Raiders games. A minute and a half to go in this first half. They get it out to fight Kurt Donahue. Stepping. We'll take a tackle there. Marshall King in a dummy half. Back to find Isaiah Katoa on the third. Finafuyaki underneath. Good run from him. 2 more to go here. A minute left on the clock. A Dolphins chant did go up earlier. Donahue now to find Katoa. There's numbers. Ball finds the ground. Is it going to beat them all? Cobbo does recover the ball. Back to find Herbie Farworth. Still alive here. Broken defensive line. Farworth straight through. Farworth pins the ears back. And we're going to have 30 points to 24. No. Broken defensive line. Broken defensive line. Good play from Sobakopper to get back and get the offload away. But straight through. You'd want to look at an obstruction potentially. It was easy, but broken defensive line and he just pinned the ears back, Herbie Farnworth. And beat the ball. Let's see this here. Cobbo. Beautiful pass. And at the moment that he sees it, he just pins the ears back straight through. Straight through. We'll be honest, Watson, I completely forgot about that. I completely forgot about that song, Istanbul, not Constantinople. But I know the chorus of it. Damn. Sorry, what's he just said about the female viewership? Because of Farnworth and Walsh? I don't know, I'm a Corey Jensen enthusiast. This has been well publicised. Unfortunately, my goat has medically retired, but there's always room for a Billy Walters. I think I do know that reference, Reverse Clouds. I think I've seen the clip of that. So from right in front to make it 30 points to 24. Incredible. Incredible. 54 points in the first half. Can we get that again? In second half? Can we please get a result? I don't really care which way that it goes. Can we wait? Can we get 54 all? Can we get 54 all and then golden point? I'd love that. I'd love that so much. That'd be so funny. Have we ever? I don't think we would have ever seen two teams fade one another, but that's currently what we're on pace for. God damn. That's a bit yikes. Yeah, I don't disagree, Watson. It's not something I would have said. But yeah. This game will outscore the Roosters-Cowboys game? You would think so, yes. You would think so. The way it goes. Oh, boys! We got the sideline reporter on the screen. Male viewership skyrocketing. You know what I mean? That doesn't feel good, does it? It doesn't feel right, does it? I don't know. Doesn't sit right with me. Was it Grace Hayden? Grace Hayden's on the screen. Male viewership is skyrocketing. Okay. Alright. Don't know how I feel about that. We won't be doing GeoGuessr, at least for now, Kiralee. I'm more in a mind of just 27-0. I feel like mindless dice rolling. But yeah, you know, I don't know about that. Vertex says you should do channel point poll on who wins the games for the future. I did initially do that until I realized that it's kind of like you're wagering stuff, and I'm like, I don't know. Probably that's me taking it a bit too far, but it felt a bit gambly, you know what I mean? Felt a little bit gambly. Alright. Grace Hayden, daughter of a cricketing legend. There you go. I would joke 12-year-old viewership is skyrocketing when Reece Walsh is playing, but saying that live on commentary, yeah. I know. Yeah. Anyway. Oh my god, guys, we've got the male streamer on our stream. Male viewership is skyrocketing. Well, it was sort of intended to be, like, as in, because the boys are hot, the girls will watch. So, actually, what you've said there is that I'm apparently attractive to gay men. Which I'd take as a compliment. Happy with that? Well, Cody Walker has just said that the Roosters' home stadium is the best venue. That's nice. Very nice of him to say. All right. Let's give this more of a go. We're going to get it one day. We are going to get it one day.
They're born just redeem Pepsi Max.
Here you go. No, we're not going to... Josh Papali, actually, is fine. Newcastle, 1998. Let's go. Andrew Johns. That's brilliant. It's good stuff. Newcastle, 2014. Not great, but we can pick Darius Boyd on the wing, and that's okay. Just making sure Willie Mason is okay. I saw Willie Mason yesterday. He's got a very, very physically, like, intimidating brother. Raiders. Why Newcastle and Canberra? These are not good roles. Oh, no. Jared Croker, I guess? Yeah. Okay. Ah, yes. Yeah. Let's do the Who Am I from Did League Swear. North Sydney Bears. It started so well. Billy Moore. Ugh. Speaking of sideline reporters, Tiffany Salmon's still on that conspiracy theory tour on being sacked for being too beautiful. Yep. But it's also like, oh my god, Newcastle again, are you serious? I don't want to have a go at her because I don't know her as a person, right? But it's also like her one thing. Lean into it all you want, that's fine. I have one thing, I wear green. Like, you know what I mean? But she's been able to maintain a fair bit of relevance off that one conspiracy. I don't know. Why do they keep giving me these two teams? Yeah, you pick Bedsy. You pick Bedsy there. Cronulla. Okay, that's too early for Gallon, but it is just in time for ET. This has potential. Tiger 16. Tedesco? Yes. This has potential. Stop giving me Canberra. No disrespect to the Raiders, but they're just not that good in this. Sivkovsky. Ugh. The outside backs are not good. Could we have had Hayne? We could have had Hayne. And I picked Shivkovsky. We could have had Hayne. I should have re-rolled realistically. I'll re-roll now. That's a big miss. Could have got Moses there, but Mason, Anesta. Probably Mason's the play here. Yeah. You will get Canberra. I love them. No. I'll give you 5 questions. You can guess one player after each question, and I'll tell you at the end of it. 1, I am a former NRL player. Sorry, as in like clues? Clues or questions? I'm going to guess, because you say I'm a former NRL player, I'm going to guess James Maloney. James Maloney. Roosters 04. Hey, Leaguie, someone just redeemed a thing.
X3 Ninja 7767 just redeemed. Change the background color. Change it to pink because a pink witty princess.
You really got the text to speech to say pink pretty princess. I kind of love that for you. Clue 2 out of 5. I was typically a prop. I'm sticking with James Maloney. Sorry, I don't properly. Matt Scott. Storm 2024. Oh no, he'd retired. Cameron Smith. Munster's a good shout though. I don't think, yeah, you wouldn't take any of the props, so you go Munster. This is like okay. And we get Raiders again. We get bloody Raiders again. I don't know. I know Jonah Lomu. I don't know Andrew Lomu. Tate Tills I know from just being an absolute battler. Watson, who should I pick? You know these players probably. I don't really. Vertex says Hodgson. I mean, Michael Hodgson? Yeah? You getting Raiders is just location-based matchmaking. Evidently. Literally. No, I'm waiting on Watson's opinion. Yeah, it is Leroy Hodgson. It's not Josh Hodgson. It's a front rower called Hodgson. Unfortunately, I'd pick Josh Hodgson. Although Josh Hodgson is insanely underrated in this game. Insanely underrated. Screen too small for me to read. Okay, well, I'm picking Hodgson. 84. That's, honestly, I'll take that. $18-6. 18-6. I blame the Canberra Raiders, and I blame the Canberra Raiders alone. If it's too small, I'll make it bigger. It's just, it's hard because I can only have... Yeah, you know what? That's fine, right? If I do that... No, well, you can't see the year. I just have to read out the year. That's probably going to be better. Clue 3 out of 5. I have 2 collab posts with Rugby League Oz. Oh, wow. Okay. Really? Keegan Hipgrave. I'm going to guess Keegan Hipgrave. Canterbury Bass Bulldogs 2020. No, forget it. Actually, this definitely isn't better. I'll make it... there you can see the year at least, so that's probably the play. That's probably the play. I'm just weirdly confident about Keegan Hipgrave. I don't know why. Almost certainly not going to be Keegan Hipgrave. It's 2016. It's really just giving me the worst teams possible, bro. It's giving me the worst teams possible. Dragons 2013. Okay, that was not the worst team possible. We'll go B-Moz on the wing, surely. Yeah. Daniel Vito played that? Didn't know that. Clue 4 out of 5. I am bald, unlike Jaden Barrow. And we are sure it's not Keegan Hipgrave. Because I'm pretty sure he is bald. Or has been. It's Raiders again. Bloody Raiders again. Stop it. Leave. Go away, Raiders. I'm really quite baffled. I mean, there's so many people still that it could be. Former bald NRL. I don't think Jeremy Smith was back rower, but that you've had collab posts with is interesting. Wayne's leading the Knights 18-14 in the NRLW. There we go. Nice. Ninja says, how dare you? You live in Canberra. I'm taking your Raiders membership now. You can't have it. Parrot 2012. Hayne. Bang. I'm so... I don't know. I need the fifth clue. I need the fifth clue. Mainly 03, interesting one. Still got Menzies, yes. Absolutely they do. 03, what am I talking about? Panthers, Ethan Cleary, hell yeah. Okay, this is building. Sharks, okay. Let's just never get Sharks again unless it's Fafita. This is good. Cowboys 08. Steady the ship. Oh, wait. Thurston. Yeah, Thurston was there. Oh, steady the ship, folks. Steady the ship. Cowboys 2024. Yes. Okay, I was not happy initially. Okay. Calma. That's what we need. Calma. Come on. Farah. Oh, Tedesco was there in 2013. I did not think he would be. Boys and girls. This is a team. If we get a Cameron Smith. Oh. Roosters 2026. Okay. I don't know. I don't really know here. I don't think Nafahu wants to play. It feels weird to re-roll. Robert Toya? I have no idea what his rating would be. Radley's 1-2 comps, but I don't think he'd be rated that high. I'm going to take Toya. I think we're going to get a worse roll than that still. 83 is not great, but... It's okay. Yeah, there's your worst roll. Josh Jackson. Worth taking? I think it's an 85. Nah, we're sending it. Roosters 2000, Freddie. This is special. This is something else. Lily, unfortunately, I forgot the blazer at Sydney. Dogs 2012. They had Josh Morris in the centers. Yes. We're going to be very limited in terms of hooker, and there's a temptation to take Ennis when he's there. I'm gonna be real. I don't know how good Ennis is here. Oh, Mark Nichols. Did Leaguie swear is Mark Nichols? Well, not actually Mark Nichols, but it's a who am I situation. Ennis or Morris? I'm risking it. I'm risking it for a chocolate biscuit. Farah? Is it? That was worth it. That was really worth it. That is a team. Let's just lose the first game. It actually just can't happen. It actually just can't happen. Actually just can't happen. That was so good, bro. That team is different. Aside from Robert Toyer, which is the one weakness. Crazy. Crazy. You say the one, Brev? I thought it was going to be the one. Maybe I got too excited. The Dolphins once again coming out at halftime playing Hey Jude. I don't know why. I don't really get it. It's not really a big exciting halftime song, but they do it. I guess any use of the Beatles is use I'm happy with. They're playing Hey Jude. Yeah, they play it every time. I don't know why. The Dolphins like playing Hey Jude. It's weird. They get us kicked off here, the Brisbane Broncos. It's going to be the Finns returning it through Tommy Gilbert. Like, man, it's alright. I lost 2 games with the spite of Lockie, Thurston, Joey, and Cam Smith. This game is fundamentally stupid. That I will 100% get on board with. This game is fundamentally stupid. Stupid. It is. It's stupid. This game is fundamentally so stupid. What, like? I'm wigging the hell out that we're only halfway through this stream. I feel like I've been here for about 3 days. We're locked in. Oh, I need to go very shortly. I'm going to run upstairs, grab a banh mi, and then run back downstairs. Okay, I'm actually going to do that now. Knock on Brisbane. It's going to be offside. Penalty Dolphins. I'm going to give you guys chair content for a bit. I really should have actually done that at halftime. I have been neglectful. Going to run up, get some food. I'll be back down in like 2 minutes. Chair content. Until then, see you in a sec. We so back. The only reason why we didn't see any points scored while I was gone is because I was gone and they knew that I was gone. Do you guys want some? I use some cucumber. Bam. Sorry, I made it for you. Stags with it. Have you seen Spider-Man Brand New Day? I have. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone. I really liked it, though. Good, fundamentally solid Spider-Man movie. Walsh. Divine Wilson. I'm actually not going to eat that on stream. I'm just going to sit there. Cut to me in 20 minutes eating that on stream. 34 minutes to go in this game. Underneath it is the hammer. Knocked on, I think, from him. And then a wild forward pass from the Broncos. So it was not knocked on by the hammer. Play was alive when the forward pass happened. In fact, it was knock on from Mam into the hammer. Hello, Shasha. How you going? Good to see you. So happy we beat Panthers and congrats on beating the Dogs. Yeah. Yeah. You should be happy you beat the Panthers. Really, really big win for you guys. Luke Metcalf, how about it? How's it going? Muratahua. First time chat, much appreciated. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, and you know, us getting the win as well, we weren't very good in that game, certainly, but I think that we performed well in terms of the final 20 minutes, in terms of executing and icing that win. So, happy with it. We'll see if we can beat the Panthers next time out. I'm still waiting to see the news on Yo, though. Stag's still down. I know that people are saying, like, he's out, Isaiah Yo, but, like, I'm kind of... Because of how big it could potentially be for my own team, I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it. That could be a hip drop, potentially. It's a bad one from Katoni Stags. Still Healy for the Dogs losing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. I, on the flip side, am certainly not. Thank you for the follow, MRA. Much appreciated. This could be 10. The Dolphins fans there certainly think it should be 10, which is most of the crowd. It's going to be a Dolphins penalty. I wouldn't personally put him in the bin. I think penalty is sufficient. In fact, sorry, it's the other way around. Penalty is sufficient, Dolphins, and that is going to be the ruling. It wasn't the clearest hip drop I've ever seen, Panther fans, so I think that's the only reason. I was going to say Brisbane Broncos, but Brisbane auto-corrected to Bosnians. It's a sign. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Excuse me. All right. Now to find Herbie Farnworth. Takes a second there, 50 meters out. So, on the second, it is the Finns looking the more likely to go back to level pegging here. In fact, it's not 22, it's 24. Did they kick a penalty goal while I was gone? Or did I just not update the score afterwards? Anyway, whatever. It's 24 to 30. So, yeah, I thought it was 30 to 24 at halftime. Must have missed that. My bad. Got a whistle here for a stopping play. Are they going to get into it here? Kind of looks like it. Saw a Bronco run over. Oh no, it's a rush of care rather than a rush of, oh, give it some. Mariner on the ground. Broncos try to prioritize playing good in games that matter instead of the ones that don't challenge hard. Yes, Lily, correct. Correct. Yeah, it was, it's going to be a weird one to rule because Mariner, yeah, he did cop it, but it's not really illegal. He just went straight down. He's back up on his feet, but you think surely HIA will eventually be called for him. You subtracted 2 points for no reason. That's weird. I certainly didn't mean to. We've got another stop. This is going to be the Mariner HIA. Speaking of Hey Jude earlier, I performed Hey Jude on stage in front of like 600 people. Wasn't my solo. I did a Do-Re-Mi for Sound of Music as my solo, and we did Bohemian Rhapsody also. Damn, that's cool. That's very cool. No way. The Shib? The Shib's coming on? The Shibinator? The Shibosaurus Rex? Love that for him. Love that for the GOAT. Leaguie, get ready for an absolute thriller. So many options for a classic derby. 1 to 3. Give me number 1. Give me number 1. Here we go. Finally, this set gets going again. Nicarima. Underneath to find Herbie Farnworth. Stepping around the middle of the field. We'll get an offload away there to find Kurt Donahue. Takes the tackle there. The utility forward. 2 more left in this set. They're right on the middle of the field. Marshall King goes to find Isaiah Katoa. Holds it. Nice cut-out pass there to find the hammer. Straightens the fullback. Playing at a bit of a center role there. Takes the tackle. So one more to go here in this set. Bostock. Back to find Isaiah Katoa. Will kick across field. Aiming for Herbie Farnworth. He can't go up for it. It was back off the Broncos. And it finds Grant Anderson. In my opinion, Roosters didn't beat the Dogs. I feel Dogs beat themselves with lack of mainly communication and more. But congrats on the win. Hope you guys beat Panthers next week. Yeah, I wouldn't completely disagree. I think Dogs were the better team. In some ways, I would argue as well that the Roosters, if they had lost that game, beat themselves with their attacking errors. But, yeah, it depends how you want to present it, right? Depends how you want to present it. All right, on the 4th, played there, Walters. Let's find Carrigan. Back now in the hands of Reece Walsh, scheming. Does get a pass away. Anderson's into space now. Farnworth gets him over the sideline, but he gets a beautiful offload back away. Katoni Staggs catches that one. That was absolutely beautiful. That was brilliant. He's going to stay down here, Katoni. Trying to get a penalty. It is the last. He's well and truly waiting for the bunker to have a good old-fashioned rugby league look. Eventually plays it. Now in the hands of Walsh, who does kick it under a lot of pressure. Does well to get it away. The Hammer's under pressure to catch it. He does, and is away. He's in space. He's in space. Still going here, the Hammer. Gets a nice offload away to find Katoa. Isako has a bit of room outside of Bostock. They do get it to Isako, and they return it to the halfway line. Great work there from the Finns. Legman, is Marky Mark the GOAT, or is Marky Mark the GOAT? Marky Mark is one of the most talented athletes I've ever seen. I love him. Love him. He's just, he's scheming, Hamaso. He's absolutely scheming. Marshall King. Back to find Donahue now. Infield, Psychopath. 2 more to go here. Half an hour left in this game. We've had 10 minutes with no points scored. That's not what you would have expected given the first half, but that is sometimes the way that it goes. Katoa will put a little chip up over the top to try to find Nikarima. He's there. The bounce beats him, but the bounce does not beat Connolly Lemuelu for his second, and we're about to have a level ball game. This is incredible. They were 24-0 down, and it's about to be 30 points apiece. I thought Nikarima was going to score for sure. It was great work from Isaiah Katoa. Little dinky chip over the top. Damn. You got round 4, 2023, the very first Battle of Brisbane. Dolphins 12, Broncos 18. Tries to Tabai Fido and Wallace. 2 out of 2 goals for Jermaine Asako. Tries to Jesse Arthurs, Kurt Keatmore, Solomon Kobu, and Kentoni Sands. 1 out of 4 goals for Adam Reynolds. That's actually, that makes a bit of sense because I remember Brisbane being more dominant in that game. They're just 18-12, but 1 out of 4 conversions would make sense. Look at that, just a little kick over the top. The bounce beat them all, but Lemuelu, Johnny on the spot, gets that one over. Roosters made more errors in that game. Dogs just made the absolute worst error. Yes, that would be true, I assume. I haven't actually looked at the error stats, but I'm assuming you're correct about that. I feel like defenders are dacking players in tackles way more this year. I reckon it's just sleek. I reckon it's a sneaky slowdown tactic. It might be. I don't know. I haven't particularly noticed it as a thing. I think it's quite surprising though, given that, you know, we come head on head and we're trying to grab at anything, that we so often do get players dacked around the back, but not around the front, which is very good. Great thing. Would be, you know, very not safe for work, but you know, level up. Leveled up. They scored because they heard you say there hasn't been any tries in the last few minutes. True. My other thing actually on the dacking, and I don't, this feels like a weird subject to talk about, so I will move on. But you really don't see it in the NRLW, and that's again very good thing. I'm glad, but I wonder if they make the shorts a bit differently because obviously it has. Well, you know, when you see an NRL, you see it happen to an NRL player, it's like kind of funny. It wouldn't be that much when it happens to an NRLW player. So I wonder if they've done something different with the shorts, or if the players are like, they acknowledge that a bit more, and so they don't try and do those things like you would with the blokes. What's NSFW? Not safe for work. I like Hasman's answer better, though. That's way, way better. That's actually way better. That's really funny. That's nice. Alright, Farnworth with a run. Damn. I stand corrected. The error count was 12 for Roosters, 17 for Dogs, but point still stands. We just made the most fatal error. Sure. 6 more there for Le Fins. Hips, my friend, hips. Yeah, like anatomically speaking, it also does make sense. But you see it a fair bit in the NRL. I don't know. There might still be more to it. Again, I don't care, but it's just something that has occurred to me. On the third, now in the hands of Donahue, Nikarima. On for the hammer. Farnworth steps inside, does well not to give away an obstruction there. Hammer so Tabai Fido. Marshall King to find Nikarima, cut out pass to the wing of Solomon Combo. He's taken high, potentially, but he's over the sideline. I think that's the only ruling that will be made. It wasn't forceful and high. I think that's fine. It was not really a play that was on. But good work from Grant Anderson, not Atkinson. When I was younger, I genuinely thought NSFW was short for New South F and Wales. I've never heard that before, but I love it. Every time I see it now, I'm going to think of that, and that's going to make me laugh. And I thank you for adding that into my life. Marky Mark has more errors than any other player in the game currently, but he was great last week. As in last week against Cowboys. He made a couple of errors last night against Dogs. Some of them, though, there was at least one where Crichton came through and like punched the ball free, and I'm like, not much you could do in that situation. So, yeah. Highest losing score could be challenged here. It could. It can. It can. It can. And Walters, is that ruled a knock on? No, he's saying definitely not. He's saying challenge. We're going to get a challenge here from Billy Walters. Are we? He's adamant. Yes, He will. Just a moment while they're doing the challenge. Sorry, I know I keep disappearing, but that was a good reason. So, I tend to live stream wearing tracksuit pants because it's comfortable. And I went upstairs and I was like, I don't really want to wear tracksuit pants going upstairs and meeting people. So I put on jeans. And then I came back here and didn't take the jeans off. But now I'm wearing the tracksuit pants. Fun fact. I think it's going to be a successful challenge by the looks of things. At first, looking at the player stats, Toy and Rinakama both made the most errors at 4 apiece. Yeah, Toya's ones were all like off scrums. It's going to be a successful challenge.
Well, that's why you get the big bucks, baby.
Why do I get the big bucks? Thank you, Dean.
Ciao.
Thank you for the $8, Dean. You could have certainly done a lot more with the text-to-speech there, but share it is. Challenge is successful for Brisbane. That brings our total up decently high now, and I think it's your second donation as well of the day, so much appreciated. Toys were off scrums, maybe 3 or 4 of Rinakamas were off kicks, yeah. Yeah. Still think Walker should have been binned? I don't know what you mean. When was that? I mean, I was at the game, so you obviously kind of missed more things at the game. I didn't see a clear moment where Walker should have been binned, personally. I'm definitely not removing the cooldown for Pepsi Max Sip. I need to chill. Otherwise, I'm going to be, going off to the loo every Saturday stream. Farnworth now to find Cobbo. He'll kick back in field. Oh, it's weighted beautifully. Lemuelu for 3. No, the bounce just is going to beat them all. Man,
hey, Leaguie,
is he going to try and get out of the goal? He will.
Leaguie didn't swear, just redeemed Pepsi Max Sip.
That was entertainment. Cobbo kick back in field. You thought Lemuelu might score. Then you thought the Hammer might score. Then Man was across for it. Nearly gets out of the goal. Forced back into it. Damn. This is what my mate said. He's a Roosters fan. Marky Mark is possibly the worst signing in Roosters history. He's probably extremely overpriced and has made the most errors in the comp. Just having him for a year is a complete waste, and I wonder why Rugby Union wanted to get rid of him. I told him to stop consuming whatever white powder you're on. That might be one of the most crazy takes I've seen in my life. That was good work from Brisbane. They got it off the short dropout. Oh my god, it's all happening. I'll answer that question in a moment.
I think the refs should have dinner with the Leaguie. But how do we know they don't?
They definitely do. First thing that's wrong with what your friend said. We've had him for 2 years, not 1 year. Second thing, about Union getting rid of him. They literally are re-signing him, so that makes absolutely no sense. Third thing, yes, he makes the most errors in the comp, because he is literally the most... Like, it's not even rocks or diamonds, it's just Hail Mary all the time. If there is a half opportunity, he'll do it, and it will mean that he scores things that no other player can score. But he will also make errors. And when you're a side like us, where you are able, but you're a good team, you're able to go downfield quite easily, that's a fine luxury to have. That's all good. Worst signing in Roosters history is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Walsh, beautiful step back inside. He has support. Steps around the hammer. Still going. Jeez, that was good work for Reece Walsh. On the third, they're now only 10 meters out. Chance to reclaim their lead. Carrigan, now in the hands of Duffy. Cut out pass. Finds Katoni Staggs eventually after a hell of a bounce. Technically, 3 he debuted in 24. That is true, but only for 1 game, so I wasn't going to count that. Now for Jordan Ricky. Gets tackled there. Yeah, what's this about adding Indigenous All-Stars to Pacific Championships? Yeah, that doesn't make sense. You can't have that when there's already an Australian team. Has Walter scored there? He's close. On the last, I think he's short, though. I've seen people suggest the Indigenous team should compete internationally. It makes no sense in terms of what the Australia team would then be. What, the colonizers? That's not good. So, Paul Carter literally did come to mind for me there, Jack Witt, so... We've got a video review of this. It's gone up as no try, and I don't think Walters has got there, but anyway. I don't know who did well to slow him down. It was the hammer. Bit of knee involved there from the hammer. There's a lot to look at. Man is definitely tackled without the ball there. Gets Ringer of the Year try of the year, most tries in a season. His first full season is called the worst signing in Roosters history. Make it make sense. Yes. So it's going to be, at worst, penalty Broncos. For what I believe, the halftime scoreline of this game, totaling 54 points, equaled the most total points scored in the first half, which was Roosters and Cowboys last week. Correct. You are correct. Are they playing Bittersweet Symphony? Okay, they're going that he is short, but it's going to be a Broncos penalty. Do you take the 2? You don't take the 2. You do not take the 2. You do not take the 2. Oh, reverse. It was, sorry, the 6 again for holding down on the line when the Dogs were on a break. I think Hayes was tackled just short. Was that not Billy Smith? And he was looking towards the referee. I thought that was Billy Smith. Because I was at that end, and he's turning and looking towards the referee, and I was really confused by it, because he was waiting for... it looked like he was waiting for the ref to call held, and the ref hadn't called held. I don't know. Yeah, I'm with Michael Ennis here. I think a professional foul has been missed. I'm with Michael Ennis. I think that the bunker have missed one there. I think they unfortunately have missed one there. A Twitch stream without someone asking if you stream the game? No way. Someone did say, do you know a place to watch it for free? So we got halfway there. But yes, Almighty Gold Coast. Thank you for stopping by. Much appreciated. It said first time chat, so thank you. They are going to take the 2? Really? I don't know about that one. There's a lot more points in this game than just 2. But, I mean, that's a benefit to it. Get your nose in front, but still. Yes, it does get auto-modded if you ask. That's also true. Also true. Lily says, I would be... If people want Indigenous teams to separate from the White Aussies, then the White Aussies may as well play... for England. I mean, well, there's more to it, though. Like, there's a lot of Kangaroos players who have Pacific heritage or Eastern European heritage or whatever. So there's different elements to it. You shouldn't have it. Australia should compete as Australia. But yeah. The comments in the Hectic Fred debate after seeing the missed professional foul are going to be so annoying. I don't know if people will comment about that one specifically. But as I say, I'm going to eventually stop talking about it. There's 50,000 people there. Wow, okay, that's a lot more than I thought. That's good. But yeah, it's funny. I've now clarified it so many times that I realize it's not going to matter how many times I clarify it. My argument has never been bad calls don't happen. So it's never like, oh, bad call happens, therefore Leaguie's wrong. But anyway. So Haas returning the ball there. Yeah, Paul Carter's pretty much... Yeah, Paul Carter in pretty much 1 year. Got SKD, Fergo, and Napa in trouble for 3 different situations. He was the worst signing easily. As I say, he did come to mind immediately. It looks so empty early on. It really did. Maybe people were struggling to get into the ground. Maybe a whole heap of Broncos fans have suddenly shown up at halftime. I don't think normally that will happen, but anyway. Walsh. We'll play it there. Moser. Gets it to find Duffy. High up in the air. Hey, underneath it's going to be the hammer close to the touchline.
Leaguie didn't swear, just redeemed Pepsi Max sip.
Leaguie. Love it. Moses on. Hunt's not going to be used. Damn. True. Very true. I love seeing your short about if the market can roll on obvious forward passes and we get the most obvious forward pass in the Panthers the very next day. Yes, but eventually the bucket wouldn't have come in there anyway because it was not a try-scoring play. But yeah. South v Eels, your predictions? South, unfortunately. Dolphins fans claiming that there was an offside involved there. Lemuelu now with it. It really is Leaguie, isn't it? Did Leaguie swear? It really is. I'd love South to lose. Oh, I'd love South to lose. That'd be so funny. Catch from Karapani. Tackle there, Gilbert. Will say my brain is fried right now. I'm gonna play out a big one because I didn't stream it all the last 2 days. But bye, Jingo. I don't know what it is. I'm in it all kinds of ways right now. Has says, I want South to lose because it means we have a better chance to make the 8. Yeah, certainly the same would be said for Manly fans. I just want them to lose for the love of the game. Damn, that is some good honey soy chicken. Wow. Love it. Okay, Duffy to kick from the halfway line. It's going to be the hammer underneath it. Again, they are very much kicking towards Tabuai Fido. Interesting when Cobo is there, and in my opinion, a better target. But anyway. Yes, George Dragons fan, you've been timed out for saying that before, and you will be timed out for saying it yet again. I don't know what you expect. I don't know what you expect. Don't know what you expect. Here we go. 2 points is the margin. Have we only had 8 points in the first 23 minutes of the second half? I think we have. This is what I mean by people saying, like, the Roosters record under threat. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Nicarima knocked on there by the Broncos. It's going to be Dolphins ball. Anderson had an opportunity there for an intercept. Least favorite nationality? You know, I probably do have one. Probably do have one. If you know the geopolitical state of the world right now and my general feelings of it, you might be able to guess who it is. But I wouldn't particularly take any action on that, so it's fine. Pandemically says, I don't mind the idea of Indigenous All-Stars competing specifically in comps when Australia isn't playing, but if Oz is playing, then it's one country. I feel like there'd be a case to swap Oz Nation and Pacific champs for Indigenous All-Stars. But then, you would then, are you saying you would have, like, Indigenous All-Stars play against Tonga, Samoa, and New Zealand, but then also Australia playing against Tonga, Samoa, and New Zealand? That would be a bit weird to me. Katoa short ball, knock on Lemuelu. Knock on both ways, but it's Lemuelu first. Thought it was funny that Curran led the Bulldogs out and didn't even get a minute of game time. Yeah, I saw people mentioning that. Yeah, not ideal. Not what you want. Thoughts on Bosnia having basically no coastline because Croatia has the type of breed they talk about in the Bible. I'm going to show this on a map just in case people don't know. Because it's Broncos coming off their own line. It really doesn't matter. It is so incredibly funny. It's actually so incredibly funny. How Croatia, this is Bosnia, and Croatia was just like, nope. They've got one little corridor there. One little corridor, that's it. Which means that Croatia has this little enclave down here. But yeah. It's hilarious. Just, nope. Nope. Sorry, I like geography. Alright. Tackled there is Payne Haas. Sorry, now looking at a map of Croatia. I need to lock in and focus. On the last kick. Oh, Hammer's knocked on. There's space. There's space. There's space. And it's a double knock on. Double knock on. But first from the hammer. First from the hammer. 14 minutes to go. Broncos get the ball here. They've got a chance to go 8 points ahead. Oh. Exclave, not enclave. Sorry, true. You're correct. You're correct. It is an exclave. I'm wrong. Is it just off his head? I didn't think at first that was worth a challenge at all, but on the replay, yeah, it's just off his noggin. It's off his melon. That's hilarious. I don't think he touches it. It might be inconclusive, but I don't think he does touch that. That's hilarious. What a challenge if they win this. Oh, they're looking at conclusive. They're looking at conclusive. I'm giving that a successful challenge. Maybe it's because I want to see it, but I'm giving that successful. They're going to say inconclusive. I don't like that. I'd give it. I'd give it. Anyway. Whatevs. Whatevs. Bit of an L from the bunker, but whatever. I mean, it's because we all kind of wanted to see it be successful, though. Like, that's one of the reasons why we think it's an L from the bunker. If we weren't invested in that challenge, we also kind of wouldn't care as much. Okay, 14 minutes left. Broncos get the ball. Ma'am. Out to find Mariner. Tackle there. That's the first time I've seen a challenge inconclusive because of the camera quality. Really? I feel that we see that generally most times, don't we? The pass was not good, and man will just have to take the tackle there of the psychopath. Paddy was going to go for it, but saw the ref right behind him and realized he had to play to the rules and stand back. Yeah. I think it was that he was probably called offside by the referee. Ma'am. Now to find Duffy. On for Jordan Ricky. We'll take a tackle there. So, this is going to be the fourth. Moser to Haas. The game could be on the line here. No, that's true, Hasman. But I think when they say based on the available angles, a lot of it is because the available angles aren't good enough camera quality. I guess they just don't explain it. Ball goes out wide. Sarko's there. Does pick it up. Is he carrying a towel? He is carrying a towel. Cherry Evans did this the other day. He was carrying a towel in his back pocket. And Bostock's over the halfway line. What a momentum switch that is. Damn. Never seen a guy chase through the ball with a towel in his back. I know. As I said, Cherry Evans completed a game the other week with a towel in the back of his shorts. Very NFL style. The quarterbacks like to do that. Gilbert. Sorry, it was Donahue. Now on to Gilbert. I should have just stuck with it. You would have just thought I was a little bit, in front. Marshall King. On to Donahue. Gets it to Gartoa. Now the hammer. He's got Bostock outside him over the 20. One more to go here. They're 20 meters out. Rugby league, folks. You'd love to see a penalty go the Dolphins' way here and they kick a goal. You'd love to see it. The hammer up for it. Down with it. Scores! Scores! Rugby league. What a game this has been. How? It's crazy. This game is fundamentally stupid. Fundamentally stupid. Who said that? Who said that? They lead by 2. Kick to well and truly come. And I'm queuing it up already. We're going to have an absolute rugby league post after this game. That's going up on Instagram. That's for sure. It's a good point from Michael Ennis. Very good commentary, actually. One of the Indigenous leaders, one of the role models, one of the draw cards. I like that a lot. What a play from the Dolphins star. Man. Damn. Would you rather be the best player on the Dargans or the worst player of the Panthers? Absolutely worst player at the Panthers. I'd rather be in a winning environment. Damn. Rugby league, folks. Rugby league. Who wins? Who wins from here? Who actually wins from here? How can you possibly tip with any degree of confidence? I'm tipping Dolphins. I tipped Dolphins coming into it, and I would stick with them. But, like, no confidence at all. Absolutely not. Holy guacamole. What's this game I'm watching? I know. Isako. To put them up by 4. To put them up by Isak 4. That doesn't really work, does it? Mike Ennis has the gems of wisdom, yeah, as opposed to me just then. That wasn't that good. Kicks it. Or is it gonna hang out? No. It's got it. We're chilling. No stress. Literally no stress. Eels to South game next. Do you think it's going to be a good clash or a one-sided game? I think it will, unfortunately, be a decently comfortable South win. Was he onside the hammer? Oh, no. Perchance was offside. Perchance. Finns 42-40. Is the prediction. I don't know how Brisbane get to 40. But it could happen. Is this the best Battle of Brisbane yet? I'd give it. I'd definitely give it. Honestly, the amount of times teams take the 2, then concede the next try, there needs to be a stat on that. Make a stat. And there's a penalty there. Although it would take a lot of effort for you to make that stat, to be fair. Penalty, Finns. I'm not completely across who's the home and who's the away team in this game. My animations are triggered by pressing H or A for home or away, and then pressing the thing that has happened, like penalty. So I'm like, oh, it's Dolphins. Is that H or A? Anyway. Brizzy would get to 40 by scoring 8 points. Thank you, Tiger. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Gilbert plays it. You would think a try might win it for the Dolphins. Well, might be enough. You certainly wouldn't be writing the eulogy for the Brisbane Broncos just yet. Let's see. Donahue. Out the back to find Katoa. Now Nicarima. Short ball. Farworth slips and takes the tackle there on the 30. You all good, Michael? You alright? Gilbert with a run. Plays it to find Jeremy Marshall-King. Ball high up in the air from Katoa. Underneath it is Bostock. Gets a nice offload back to Psychopath. Back in field, Marshall-King sprays it out wide. There's got to be numbers out there. Cobbo for the corner. And that might be the game done. 8.5 minutes left. They hit 40. They've got a chance to kick for a 10-point lead. Look, there's still enough time to go. There's still absolutely enough time to go. But from 24-0 down, the score is 40 points to 8 the other way. We saw a massive comeback. Well, not a massive comeback, but a 14-point comeback in the last game. A massive turnaround of scoring. And that's exactly what we have had here. Wow. They should have disallowed the try because French Charlie Gama wasn't there to talk about it. So true. So true. Good stuff from the Dolphins there. Bostock, I was very critical of his first half, and he came up with an important catch there, and they knew. Spray the ball out wide. Doesn't matter if it finds anyone. Just spray it out wide. Someone's going to catch it. Someone's going to catch it, and they did. Lemuelu, draw and pass, gets it out to Cobbo. It was a flat ball, but it was definitely not forward. And Cobbo, he had one taken away in the first half. That one will stick. That one will stick. Wow. The reason you're the best NRL streamer is all the other ones genuinely have zero sense of humor. I think Hector Fred would have sense of humor. He streams on Kick, though, so a lot of people don't use Kick, and so they don't watch him. I think BKR has a decent sense of humor. I don't know. Wow. My dream stat to do when I'm retired or unemployed is the percentage of players successfully kicking a goal after scoring a try. I feel like they always miss. So that when the try scorer scores, Isako is going to hang that one out wide. So 7 minutes left. 8 points is the Rugby League margin. Well, I can't say I really watched their streams, Leaguie didn't swear, because I tend to be doing my own. But I do know them both, and they are both very good guys. That's all I can really say about them. But you're entitled to your opinion. Is Hectic Fred live? No idea. Go out, look at Hectic Fred Kick, and you'll see. Kick is a weird platform. Yeah, it only exists for gambling purposes. So I'm never gonna stream on Kick, but yeah. Have they recovered it here, Brisbane? They have. They have. I almost don't want to say it. Could we have a Brisbane try here? Carrigan to find Walsh. Short ball. Gets a tackle there. Through Xavier Willison. Walsh. To find Carrigan. They're going side to side now, right for Vaasemu. Now I kind of want footed 38. I know, right? I know I do as well, even though I want Dolphins to win. Moser will find Duffy. Walsh gets tackled there. Isn't Kick that red pill streamer service? A bit, yeah. Yeah, a bit. It's one of them. Kick from Mam. And it's going to be Dolphins ball. They were falling down everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. But Bostock recovers it. 6 minutes to go. Maybe it's because this game has been particularly mentally exhausting, but yeah, I'm in all kinds of ways right now. Fred is offline. There we go. He used to do literally every single game, so. I hope you haven't followed before, Leaguie didn't swear. I'm going to keep a memory of that. Because that's Lorenzo's thing. On the 4th. Played there by Marshall King. Now, the hammer. Kick there from Isaiah Katoa. Underneath it's going to be Karapani, who's on his bike to get back there. 5.5 to go. They've not got many sets left in front of them here, the Brisbane Broncos. They get it up to about the 20. Leaguie, we are going for Eels next game. Yes, we are. We absolutely are going for the Eels next game. Run from Stags. Run from Stags. 5 minutes left on the clock. Moses into dummy half. They're halfway through the set. Carrigan to shift it out through Mam. They do get the ball out wide. Karapani's in a bit of space now. He's going to step back inside Katoa. Carries it to the halfway line. That's a good run. Could have been worse. Mam's still down in back play here. Does get on his feet eventually. Carrigan. Across to find Duffy. Will go himself. Had an option to get an offload, but there was no one around him. Who do you think will win Rugby League World Cup? Australia, unfortunately. Mam puts it high up in the air. 4.5 now to go. Anderson does catch it, knocks it backwards. There's balls going everywhere there. They're going to rule Brisbane knock on. If they have a challenge, they'll use it. And they do, and they are. Oh, that's true. Yes, Fred is having surgery, isn't he? Wow. Okay. Like, man, you ready for Battle of the Ollies? That's true, actually. Yes, I've got 2 prominent Ollies in my community. One's a Eels fan, one's a Rabbitohs fan, so. I think that's back off Grant Anderson. I thought it was back off Brisbane and then forward off Dolphins, to be honest. I saw you in the Rooster Man dance fit. I was there. I was there. It's true. It was a lot of fun. We're having a good old-fashioned rugby league look at this. So they're not looking at necessarily forward or back. They're looking at if it's actually come off his foot. This angle's not really going to show it. Yeah. I'm saying he's kicked it, personally. Leaguie didn't swear, says, I'm Ollie too. There you go. Who do you support? My real name is Olivia. There we go. Nice. Well, hello, Olivia. Nice to meet you. Who do you go for? He does kick it. Yeah, he does kick it. Yeah. Play on. And then is it Dolphins knock on? It's just kicked through. Oh, and then Anderson touches it there, does he? It's all happening. It's definitely played at. And yeah, I think Anderson's knocked on there. After all that unsuccessful challenge, it was worth a go. But with 4.5 on the clock, you'd have to think it's a big ask for them to come back now. Yeah, it's interesting, did Leaguie swear? That's true. Oh, no, they say it's not, I lied. Okay. It's funny because I sort of doubted it, but I was like, because you spelled Olivia with 2 L's, which isn't how you spell that. But I was like, I don't want to just say no, untrue. So that is funny. Can we get 8 tries in like 3 minutes? You won't need 8 tries. You just need 8 points. But still no. Run there from Knowles. Cobra says, I'm back. What happened? What is the score? Yeah, it's. I mean, it was at halftime looking like it was going to be even worse. But yes. Good comment from you, Hasman. It says you deal Lalalan. So, Plath takes a tackle there. This will be the last. We'll see the game management from Isaiah Katoa now. Does get the ball on the final play. Puts it high up in the air. That's still going. That's a big old kick. Bostock, I think, might have knocked that on anyway, but it's Karapani's ball. Is that true? Did I swear? World, I can say it on YouTube. World Suicide Prevention Day is on September 10th, the same day that Charlie Kirk died. Unalived is that not the word for suicide? He didn't exactly commit suicide, but yeah. Knock on there, Varsemu. You would think now, given there's only 3 minutes on the clock, Brisbane might not get more than 1 full set left. Plath, dummies, goes through himself. Can't step outside of Reece Walsh, though. Damn. All right. Now with the heads of Katoa. This is just soak up the clock here. Soak up the clock here. Yeah, what do you mean by that, Danny? That my star halfback is messing with you? I know that he's your uncle, but like, what's he doing? Played by Finn Diesel. Katoa. He did eventually get a pass away. I think it's been knocked down by the Broncos, has it? It has. 6 more for the Finns. And you think that might be all she wrote now. We don't know that Charlie Kirk didn't play any zone shooting. Well, I think it's reasonable to assume that didn't happen. Nicarima now through the hammer. Cobo, he got a bit ahead of himself there. Was in 2 minds and then eventually just took a tackle. Played there. Farnworth, is he going to go himself there? He will. He'll get bloody close, let me tell you. Cobo, you have a go yourself now, lad. Have a go yourself for the corner there. The corner is well and truly exposed. Well and truly exposed. He doesn't go himself. Hammer. We'll take a tackle there. Where are you going to be sitting tomorrow? No idea. Absolutely no idea. We'll let you know, though. Run from Lemuelu there. So this will be the last. They're going to give the ball back with about a minute left on the clock. And there's a whistle of penalty. Done. And dusted. A valiant effort from the Brisbane Broncos, but leading 24 points to 0. You can't concede 40 points and only score 8 after that. In fact, yeah, it is 8 after that. 40 points to 8 after winning 24 to 0 is crazy. But absolute cinema. Absolute rugby league. What more could you want from this game than what these two sides have shown tonight? Boss up for the corner, and he doesn't put it down, no. Can they get 8 points in 30 seconds? Probably not. It's Jova. It is Mario. It is. Yeah, nothing doing there for Brisbane. Nothing doing there. Three, two, one. This was a brilliant day for the Dolphins. And when you look towards the end of the season, when you look at that battle for the top 8, my word, that is a big moment. It looked like they were on the ropes, down 24 points to 0. But with the final score at 40-32, that could be the difference between them getting a second bite at the cherry in the finals and not. And we know from history that that difference is absolutely everything in this game. Damn. That's twice this year they've lost 40-32. Really? That's kind of amazing, if so. I need to put up a post on Instagram now after that. I also need to get the animations all set for the next game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the stream on YouTube. We'll redirect you to the next one. See you guys over on YouTube in a sec. Twitch, just keep watching. And you'll be all good. Okay.